Well, good evening. I am back and I want to share a few things with you. I'm going to be reading some things that I wrote. I have a manual that I wrote, however you want to put it, um, in reference to missions. Now, it applies not just for that, but it also applies to those, especially that are traveling abroad for the first time. And I wanted to talk to you about currency, about how to get a ticket for a decent price, food, the weather, and doing your research. Um, I use Priceline and cheap tickets. I figure out where I want to go, approximately the time of year that I want to go, and then I go into either Priceline or cheap tickets, and you may find some other sites that will be helpful. And what I do is I put in the dates that I want to travel. This is just a test. And I see what airlines are going there. And then I go into that airline. So if I go in the Priceline and cheap tickets and I want to go to Sierra Leone or Benin or wherever, I put that information in. I find out, let's say, Africa Airlines, KLM, and Delta go to those places. And it's a convenient airport for me here at home before I go abroad. I go into those sites. I go into KLM, American, Delta, whatever, and I see what they have to offer. Their tickets are a lot less for the same time period, and many times it is. And then and I continue to do my research and all of that. The next thing that I do before I decide on purchasing the ticket, I then go into the site of the country that I want to travel to. And I see during that period of time that what's the weather like? Is if it's in sub-Saharan Africa somewhere, I know that there's two seasons: dry season and a rainy season. And if I'm not familiar with, especially the rainy season, I want to be careful. So I may decide to change my dates, and I do my research, as much research about different kinds of food, different groups that are online. Facebook has a lot of Facebook groups that will tell you, that have discussions where you can go in and ask questions or just read the comments to get a pretty good idea about what to expect. And you will find the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it will warn you that if you go during let's say, the rainy season, it could be a bit much for a person that's not accustomed to that. The dry season, you may want not to travel during dry season, or you'll know, as I do, I bring portable little, what's it like, the little air conditioner fans that I can use, and I don't have one. I don't think I have one available right now that I could show you. They usually go around your neck. You charge them up, and then if you get in an environment that's overwhelmingly hot, you can just flip it on and just keep it moving. So I'm not saying this to keep you from warning you about travel. I'm just simply saying those are the small things that you have to think about when you're leaving the country. Even if you're not coming to Africa, know what's going to happen in Mexico. Know in Colombia what the weathers are. Thailand, what time of year? Bali, all of these places. The same thing rings true. Make sure that you do your research before you go. And as my previous videos have talked about, women over 70 that are traveling alone. Because you're traveling alone does not mean that you're going to be by yourself. Usually you will find somebody within those groups that you joined for information that's going to be either already there or maybe traveling about the same time that you are. There may be groups that are going out about the time that you are, and you may not choose to be a part of that group, but you might be able to meet up with them either en route at one of the airports or on the plane, or when you arrive and get some kind of direction. You may want to join them. You can send them some kind of communique to say, listen, I'm not a part of your group, but I will be going to A, B, C, and D during that period of time. Are there some activities that I could possibly join you on? So there's all kinds of ways of doing that. If you're a loner and you prefer to travel alone, period, make sure that you have some reliable resources or reliable sources that will guide you uh, while you're on this journey. And I really recommend that you don't, once you get in country, that you check with the hotel and different, if you've not done your homework before you left the country by some of the YouTube or some of the Facebook groups, make sure that the hotel is able to refer reliable transportation if you want to go shopping. If they have a shopper for you, many have someone that will go and shop with you, or and uh, get the best prices for you. So you really don't have to be that a person who, even though you travel alone, travel solo, that you have to be by yourself. Always seek out and make sure that you have the proper references. The other thing is the food. It depends on what it is that you like to eat. It depends on whether you're an adventurer. I'm adventurous. I try a little bit of everything, but I'm very careful. I don't want to be wasteful because let's face it, we in the States are extremely wasteful. We really are, and everybody doesn't feel that way. So what I tend to do is if it's something that I'm not sure what it is, I will. Sometimes depends on the situation. Just say don't tell me, and I'll taste it. I'll just take just a little bit to taste, and if it's something I like, fine, and I'll eat it, and then I'll get more. But I don't want, I don't ever get all of this stuff and then decide, ew, I don't want people. Our culture is a lot different than a lot of the others. Okay, so be careful that you don't do anything that may appear to be um, disrespectful or insulting. Now, one of the other things is that I want to discuss with you. Oh, let me continue on. My mind is going again. As far as food goes, if you are a picky eater, make sure that you take snacks with you. It depends on the kind of flight that you have. Many foods that you can take. There's a certain amount. Make sure that you check with the airlines and that you have the right sizes, so many ounces. Liquids have to be frozen or you can't take them through. So on one of my trips I think I was going into Nigeria, we knew that we wouldn't have a lot of places compared to, where we are going to be staying in reference to food. So I cooked up some meals and I made sure they were frozen and I prepared them in advance and put them in a container that would keep them frozen for 10 or more hours. Okay, so that I could get it through the airport. And it worked out fine. Okay, so if you're kind of persnickety and picky about what you eat, make sure that you take snacks along with you that will hold you over until you're able to figure out what it is that you are willing to eat or not eat. And again, it's not just in Africa, anywhere in the world that you travel outside of the States. Everything is not on the corner or 5 minutes away or DoorDash. Okay, all right. And the other thing is currency. The currency, how can I explain this? Changes according to the stock market. So I use Forex, and then there's some apps on you can put on your phone that will translate the your currency. When traveling abroad, make sure that you carry not small bills, but I carry the $100 bills and make sure that they're new, or else they won't. The exchanges that you go through, many places will not take them. Also, make sure that you check your currency daily. The rates are constantly changing. So today it might be 10 or 15 to 1. $1 may equal, depends on where you're going, 15 of the currency of the other country, or 700 of the currency of the other. And tomorrow it may be more or less. So it fluctuates, and sometimes daily it will fluctuate. So be mindful of that so that you can find out how far your money will go with you. Also, um, as far as the currency goes, Many of these societies are cash societies. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't use your credit cards, but unless you are in a big city, maybe like Lagos, or if you're in Accra, ATMs are not readily available like they are in the States. So if you tend to go out into the rural areas, you need to have that currency with you, because the local vendors are not going to take your credit card. So when you come, I'm speaking primarily of sub-Saharan Africa, but it does apply to other places. Make sure that you do your due diligence when it comes to the currencies and the spending habits. Get information online from the various groups so that you're able to ask questions and get answers. You're able to read the different comments that have been put online as far as things that you're interested in. If you don't see it, ask. Even though I'm in Ghana now, I still check in on the different groups because I am in Ghana and close to Cote d'Ivoire, and I don't know anything about that country. So I know that we will be going there periodically. So I need to do some homework to see if they take the CDs, and with them being close by, they may, but then they may not. Okay. I need to know whether I need to have do I need a border pass or a visa to go? I have no idea. So I still need to do my homework. I'm surrounded by various countries now, not just states as I was when I was in the U.S. Because I could just go to any state I wanted to. I could fly, take a train, or drive. The situation is different here. I'm bordered by many, many countries. And if I want to visit them, I need to know information that'll keep me out of trouble. I don't want to go somewhere across the border and not realize it and end up speaking to the police. It's not always detrimental, but it can put you in a pretty strange situation. And when traveling abroad, that is the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be caught off guard in a situation that you can't explain. So, with that said, I think that's just about all that I wanted to cover with you right now. But go back into the video and replay it, and make sure that you understand what it is that you need to do. Do you need a visa? When you travel abroad, is your passport up to date? Do you have at least 6 to 9 months left on it? Many countries will not issue you a visa if your passport is not current, or if your passport is getting ready to expire within a certain amount of time. How long are you going to stay? Where are you going to stay? Are you traveling on your own? What kind of visa are you going to get? And make sure when you apply for a visa that your travel documentation, and when you arrive at that designated country and you go through customs, that all of this lines up. We've had people that have been turned around who had a visitor's pass visa, and when they got to customs, they said that they were students, and they were turned around and sent back. So make sure that all of your information lines up. Make sure that you look at the visa, at the stamp that the um, customs agent puts in your passport. Make sure that you understand how many days in country at this particular visit that you have. As I've stated earlier, I believe I stated, I have a 5-year visa for Ghana, but I did not realize that even though I have a 5-year visa and I don't have to get a new one within that period of time, according to the Ghanaian government, I only have a certain period of time that I can stay at a time during each visit. This visit, when I came in, they gave me 60 days. I know that the end of February that I need to have it either extended or I need to leave the country and come back in. And they make it so until I am given a dual citizenship, or that I that the rules and regulations changed, or I need to change the type of visa that I have to still be mindful of what it is I need to do while I am outside of the US. So there's still many things that I'm learning and many things that I'm sure that you will be too. So no matter where you're going, make sure that you check the time of year that you're going, what activities are happening during that period of time, and make sure you're definitely aware of the weather. Make sure that you understand about the currency that you'll be getting and getting the most, and the type of bills, the new bills. They don't want all those little scrunchy things, $5 bills, $1 bills, tens, that kind of thing. Large bills. You can check with your bank if you choose to. Find out which one has the best rates, and do all that you can to get a good price for for your ticket. Now, I've noticed here lately, I don't remember names, and I'm not going to even try. I may use the wrong titles, but there are, this time of year, for whatever reason it is, there are many companies, many airlines that are offering round trip tickets for less than $1,000. I've not checked them. I don't know how valid they are, but I would think that it would be worth checking into. When traveling abroad, I always try to at least plan 6 months out, because things happen, life happens, and it's not like you're going to LA or you're going to Montana or you're going to Florida or wherever in the States, and if something goes wrong and you need a plan B, you can just turn around for maybe $2 or $3 or maybe $10, $100 to change things. When you're traveling abroad, it's going to take some time. It's not going to, oftentimes it doesn't take 2 or 3 hours. It may take three days. It may take a week. So make sure you plan things out, write it down. 6 months may seem um, a bit much, but I would say even 9 months. Start planning. Check that. Periodically check your list. Ask questions. Go back and look at your list of the things you want to do, the clothes that you want to wear, the sights that you want to see, the meals that you want to eat. Make sure you speak to your physicians about your medications, and make sure that you have whatever it is that you need. Do you have a CPAP? Do you have any other equipment that you need for that kind of thing? Make sure that you have your supplies on hand. So those are different things that we often don't think about, because if we're in the States and we leave something, um, you leave your CPAP at home, you can call somebody and tell them to overnight it to you. Overnighting something here may mean that it's going to take a week or two to get to you. It's overnight when it leaves the States, but by the time it gets here and it travels to this place and that place, and by whatever means necessary, it might take a little bit longer. So make sure that when it comes to medications, if you have a special diet, things that you can check and make sure those are some things that you may need to bring with you. I'm lactate intolerant. I do not do dairy when I'm abroad. I don't chance it. I chance it in the States. Sometimes I know what kind of cheeses that I can have, but until I have become accustomed with the types of dairy that they have here, I'm not going to chance it. So anywho, that's just my little chit chat for the day for my sister girls over 70 that's going to be traveling. And I've said, I know you are. I know you're going to be traveling, and travel with a buddy or travel by yourself, but however you do, don't let anybody slow you down from wanting to travel abroad. Just lay it out. You can send me a message, and I'll be sure to respond to it. You can find me on find me on Facebook. If you don't respond to me here on YouTube, I'm Dr. Equinor Crittenden, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. And I'm going to ask and help me with this YouTube. This is new for me, as I said earlier. I'm trying to find my way on this. I do believe that the information that I have is valuable, and that the days as they go by, I'm learning something new all along, and I want to share it with you. I didn't have anybody to share it with me. I had some, but not to this extent. I'm actually living this every day, so I may share some of those daily things with you as well. I do have a video of my accommodations that some of you may find interesting. So I'm going to post those as well. Again, whatever this is, I don't know the terminology. I don't know the language. I don't know if it's likes or dislikes. I don't know if it's subscribers or not. But I'd appreciate it if you did support me in this. And let's make this journey together, and let's grow our sisterhood, and know that your age does not keep you from doing the things that you want to do. I would rather be here and find that it wasn't what I wanted than to be in the States and sit back and have regrets saying that I didn't even try. I can say that I did. And there's no place like home. If you get to a place where you are and you're not comfortable with it, go home. Go to the place that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel safe. And I feel very safe here. I feel comfortable. I've made friends over the years, and I plan on making more. I spoke to my to one of the young men that lives here, one of the nephew of my host, and he's going to teach me the local language, and I believe it's called Tree. I think they spell it TWI, but they pronounce it Tree. I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I will learn to do that. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. I'm excited about it. And that's another thought. I just thought about that too. Don't allow the fact that you don't speak the local languages where you're going. And if you do and you don't feel as though you speak it very well, don't let that take you down. That causes you to pause. The people that I have found in different countries are always willing to be helpful. They want to reach out to you. They want to do what they can to assist you. Okay? Anywho, sister girls, listen. It's been a pleasure, and I hope the information that I've shared with you is going to help you begin to plan your next move and your next visit. It doesn't have to be a permanent move. It could be temporary. It could be for a couple of months. It could be for a couple of weeks. But no matter how long or how short it is, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot. And trust me, you won't regret it. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I thank you for all that you continue to do, how you support me, how you stand up and take your time and watch these videos. And I am now going to shut this girl off. And I'm going to get ready for bed. It's night. Let me see what time it is. It is 8:37 p.m. on the 16th of January, 2025. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to post this, but I will post it. And I know I need to make a schedule so that you'll know when to find me and where to find me. Well, you know where, but you don't know when. So I may decide to do, let's see, I don't know. Why don't Sunday is the first day of the week on my calendar. It's not for everybody, but it's on mine. So why don't we say the new postings I will post on See, the brain is a terrible thing to waste, I'm telling you. So I'm going to post on Mondays. How's that? That way, if something exciting happens over the weekend or at church, I can share it with you. But that's what I'm going to do. So this evening, this one I may post it tonight. But if I don't post it tonight, I'll definitely post it on Monday. Okay? So take care of yourself and love yourself. Get excited about what you're doing and don't let anything take your focus off reaching your dream. Okay? Love you. See you. Take care. Bye.